This is Staghorn Sumac, the largest of our local sumacs. Rus tafina. Tafina actually comes from a name assigned to it by the great Linnaeus, who of course assigned a lot of different names. It comes from a phrase that he used describing it as velvety like a stag's antlers. And staghorn comes from the idea that these things branch out fairly evenly and look a lot like deer antlers, and deer antlers in velvet, because maybe, I don't know if you can pick it up with the focus on my camera, but it's very fuzzy. That is typical of this and different from many of the other ones. Again, this can grow into a small tree. I'm actually surrounded here by a nice little grove of them, and the grove, because it spreads by runners, rhizomes really. It sends a rhizome out, and that's how it grows. It sends out the little flowers. Flowers get pollinated. This is a plant that's very tolerant of dry conditions, and so it can grow in very poor places. That's one of the reasons it's been cultivated and spread to a lot of different areas. It's particularly for planting because of these interesting little seed pods that collect on it, and because it's so tolerant of dry conditions, and because this foliage, which looks nice green now, will turn a very bright scarlet in the fall. So anyways, these things last for quite a while, and they've been used for a lot of different things as well. Again, this is a pollinator source for things, especially even when droughts. I just think it's amazing. I've actually seen in other times when normally the plants that are the pollinators are attracted to are completely dry because of drought, and they all end up coming to staghorn. These little fruits that develop out of here, you can actually soak them in cold water, not hot, but cold water, strain them to get the little hairs and stuff out, and you can make a sumac-ade, Indian lemonade they call it sometimes. Kind of refreshing. You can add sugar. It's kind of acidic, a kind of neat little thing. Has all sorts of tannins in it, so this has been used. It's been smoked in some cases. It's been used as a tonic, but a neat little plant. Again, very tolerant of all sorts of conditions. It's been grown for all over the world. It's native to here in North America, especially in the Northeast. But again, it's been planted in all sorts of other parts of the world due to its adaptability and its fall color, and again, the ability for it to spread by rhizomes so that it forms big patches and erosion-prone areas. So a neat little plant. Lots of animals later on feed on this, but Staghorn Sumac. Oh, by the way, another weird type of use for this, which I've only heard about, and I'd be wondering if it's true or not, is these things, which are sometimes called bobs. Sometimes they've been used supposedly by beekeepers in smoking out different smoking out their beehives and so forth. And as I mentioned before, these have been smoked by themselves as well, sometimes mixed with tobacco and sometimes by themselves. So Staghorn Sumac, a neat little shrub that can grow and spread and grow into tree size, a small tree, and has some neat fall foliage, unusual seed pods. These hang throughout the year. Again, if you wanted to make the sumac-ade, you want to get them earlier before a lot of the stuff gets leached out. But otherwise, these hang as ornamental types of parts on it deep into the winter. And you can see, even when it's very, very small, it'll a lot of times start to form pods and bloom and so forth. So a neat largest member of the sumac family that we have locally.